So, Minecraft's newest update has been called terrifying, creepy, horrifying, and kinda ugly. At least according to some random person on Reddit. So today, I'm gonna fix it by adding custom structures, hidden treasures, and tons of lore to completely transform this entire island. Okay, not this island, that entire island. And just to make things even more challenging, I've also made this entire world Pale Garden, meaning that the only resources we can use to build, or any materials we can get to make farms, are gonna be limited to what we're able to find in this world. I just made another, are you kidding me? Are you joking? Are you joking? I do not accept. I don't want this. This is, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. But I've also scheduled a few special guests to come help me along the way with this project, so I don't have a lot of time to waste. And since they're some of the best builders on YouTube, even my starter base is gonna need to be pretty sick. And I don't think that'll do it. So let's get started on this transformation. This is the Lighthouse. Now, I'll admit she has seen some better days, but this sea-beaten, decaying design by Timentius is perfect for the area that we're going to be creating over here. And the best part is we can walk all the way to the very top of this thing and see just how much work I still have to do to this entire island. Oh boy. But I think structures like this are gonna make it totally worth it. Because just imagine you're treading through the ocean when suddenly an abandoned lighthouse appears through the fog. Your curiosity lures you closer and closer in, but all you find is a desolated biome filled with more questions than answers. Unless you have an irrational fear of lighthouses, which apparently is a real thing that I cannot pronounce. Hot-to-gozophobia. Dude, I don't even know. Anyways, there are a lot of really cool ideas that I have for this entire island, but my creativity is limited to me. So, to take this project to the next level, I called some of the best builders I could get to give me a little challenge.
Whoa,
there he is. There he is. What's up? Welcome to my island. Yeah, welcome to my tower.
I love the tower.
It's a lighthouse. You just can't tell from down here.
Oh, it's a lighthouse. Okay, it's a lighthouse.
I noticed you and I have very similar hair. Hold on, let me...
Oh yeah, we're just similar in general.
I know. Yep.
We got some we're the purple boys.
You, me, and Narfi.
What's the red on your hand here?
That is a tattoo. Okay.
Oh, nice.
I'm very cool, very hip. I like to be tough. Don't let my baby girl energy, as they say on Twitter, fool you. What's in your eye? What is this? What is this? What is that?
That's a little pixel I have there to mess with people.
It really looks like you got something in your eye. Like, it's really painful. It's like a sore. But I do have a little challenge that I'll need your help with. I'm gonna make it hard on myself. I'm gonna let you pick a couple things to build, and I will personally build them to the best of my ability.
Ah, okay.
And hopefully not disappoint you. That's my goal.
Okay, so one of the first things I have that you could do is making a creaking statue.
I want you to build a giant ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman.
Don't say giant. Don't say the word giant.
Not giant.
How about just like a normal sized ship?
Okay, yes, a normal sized Flying Dutchman.
Are you familiar with like Lord of the Rings and stuff?
Oh yeah, The
doors of Durin-Ar, and like it's got big like doors that open up into like the inside of the mountain. That could be cool.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Build a dragon type thing in the middle, perhaps like Smaug from the Lord of the Rings.
I think it's Smaug.
It's Smaug.
It's Smaug, as in ouch.
You would say dragon. You absolutely would say dragon. I love it.
Maybe having a cave with like some gold in there and stuff.
Ooh,
where it usually like nests.
The other thing I would love to see would be like an abandoned manor. Like I think the white wood just really lends itself to like mansion.
It would be kind of cool. This thing, it sort of looks like a volcano. See where I'm going?
Oh my god, I see where you're going. Oh my god, dude, we're like on the same page. I was thinking volcano, and you said it. Oh my god.
And then the last one is a challenge. Challenge is I want you to trap a creaking. That might be a little.
Trap a creak.
Trap one. Yeah, trap it.
Oh, fine. You know what? I can do that. I'll bring you back and then you can judge it. And you can either tell me that I am the best builder of all time or that I completely suck and should retire. And there is no in between.
You got this. It'll be fine. You know,
Okay.
It'll be great.
I'll tell you the truth. You can count on me for that.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not gonna pull any punches.
I'm gonna be a true friend. I'll tell you the truth.
I mean, you could be a nice friend too. That's fine. I don't mind nice.
Yeah.
Nice is great too. I mean, whatever, you know, leave it to you. Okay, well, I think now we have plenty of ideas to add to this place, along with a few of my own that I'm excited to get started on. And I'm going to warn you guys, this is going to take hundreds of hours of work and probably be a fairly long video. So if you don't have time to watch the whole thing right now, you can always come back to it later or just skip ahead to the big reveal at the end. But first things first, we're gonna need a bit of space to work with. So let's clear this canvas, shall we? Well, that should just about do it for my patience. I mean, seriously, I've been at this for hours so far. And look at this. I'm like maybe 15% of the way done with the entire island. Maybe. I've also spent about 15 axes on this so far. So I think we need a different solution to this deforestation problem. And I think I have just the idea to get it done. And that is a good old-fashioned forest fire. Well, that's not helpful. Now this is what it's all about. It burned all the moss as well. Oopsies. You gotta look at this. Oh my god, it's so horribly ugly now. Like, you can see the line at which I just decided, screw this, I'm burning. Just another day at the office, folks. Nothing to see here. Oh, but look who it is. It's the Creakosaurus Rex himself. Now, something tells me that you're probably not cool with me burning down your entire forest. Stop doing that, dude. All bark and no bite, am I right? Green light, green light, green light. Oh, red light, red light, red light, red light. Oh my god. Yeah, you are feisty for an end. Anyways, think of these glorified sticks as guardians of the forest, and they'll do just about anything in their power to stop a player from tearing down their tree and stealing its heart, which is somewhere around here. Don't do that, which is right over there. But Mid did challenge me to trap a creaking. The problem is you can't actually name tag these guys to my knowledge, and every morning they shrivel up and die. So trapping them is a little tricky, but I do believe I have a way to pull it off. Ow. And here it is, the Creaking cannon. And this seemingly innocent looking old stump is really a pretty standard player launcher. And I've placed a ton of these little moss carpets around to prevent the creaking from spawning anywhere except that block under that tripwire hook. So when I flip this thing into active mode, anytime a creaking spawns, it'll trigger that tripwire hook and send it flying. At least in theory. I haven't tested this, so I'm not even sure if you can launch a creaking, but I guess we're gonna find out. Let me place the heart, and we'll wait for nighttime. Oh There it goes. He triggers the TNT and I got launched. Where did he? Oh, he did. Oh no. Oh, I'm out. There he goes. I sent him straight to the moon. But I would say that since the only possibility for our little creaking friend here is to spawn, launch hundreds of blocks in the air, and turn into a mildly disappointing firework, we can officially cross objective number 1 off of our list. And I'm so excited to see how my friends react to this one.
Oh God! Oh!
But now we do have one slight issue that we need to address, and that is our island is very, very ugly now. So I think it's time to get to work on the transformation part of this whole transformation video. And I think a good place to start is the very beginning. But since all of the projects I have planned for this area are gonna take thousands of blocks to complete, first, we're gonna need some farms. And this is where this challenge gets a little more tricky. Because most of the farms that I need to build will use items like powdered snow, snowballs, slime, moss, bamboo, etc., etc. None of which generate naturally in the pale garden biome. But after scouring the Minecraft wiki for a few hours, it turns out there's still one place we can find everything that I need. The trial chambers. Now, normally I wouldn't take you guys shopping with me, you know, because of what happened last time. But trial chambers actually do get us quite a bit of really helpful stuff for challenges like this one, such as moss blocks, packed ice, chicken eggs, slime, snowballs, powdered snow, vines, oak saplings, dripstone, propagules, and scaffolding. Unfortunately, I had to visit 5 different trial chambers to get all of it. But what we really need is a place to build all of the farms. Because the one thing I cannot stand in Minecraft is ugly little farms plopped across a world. Luckily, I think this little island is just far enough out of sight that it won't actually impede our view. So first things first, let's build ourselves a stone farm. Oh my God, there's another forest fire. Oh God, not again. Not again. I promised I wouldn't do it again. Look who decided to come say hi. I'm so sorry you guys have such big feelings about this, okay? And check it out. After a mild wildfire, we have a stone farm. And this is actually one of my favorite designs because the most expensive part of the whole thing is like 2 observers. So all you have to do is flick the switch. It duplicates the TNT, drops it down, and just as it makes stone, it destroys it. And we have an endless supply of stone flowing in. And I do want to mention that this is a design by Big Booty 17, who has an entire Discord dedicated to not only organizing a whole catalog of farms to add to your world, but actually crediting the right people for designing them. So I highly recommend checking that out for all your farming needs. But now that we have a solid source of stone, I can finally get to work on building the next element in our Pale Garden transformation, which I'm calling the Pale Altar. Well, it's very old, slightly overgrown, and completely ripped from Lord of the Rings. But I really liked the base design I found for this because it's pretty Mojang friendly. Like keeping the scale impressive but not overbearing, maintaining a consistent theme, and using pretty basic materials throughout. With the exception of moss blocks, which apparently you cannot craft with pale moss and was a huge pain in my pale garden, if you catch my drift. But I've also taken some inspiration from the Jungle Temple and implemented a small redstone minigame into this build as a little challenge for my friends when they come back later, where they can win a very special little treasure. And to get it, the players are gonna have to scour around for 4 hidden buttons. They're actually kind of hard to get, each of which will light up a copper bulb in the middle of the altar, and once they find them all, the altar will release their prize, a trash bag. I mean a bundle. I guess you could also just remove 1 block and steal the treasure if you hate fun and joy, but I've filled this little bundle with some pretty basic treasure loot, like a creaking heart, a couple diamonds, some resin, and a very special little book, which took me several hours to get because there are no squids in this world, and it turns out ink sacs are literally the rarest item to get while fishing. Oh my god, I hate fishing. But it was worth it because this little book will fill a huge gap in Minecraft: consistent lore. Because ever since I saw this update, I wondered, who are the Creaking and where did they come from? Or maybe, similar to their aunts and uncles, that's a little bit of Lord of the Rings humor for all you nerds out there, all right?
Oh, I get it. Exactly.
They've been here from the very start and were brought to life right here at this very altar to act as shepherds of the trees, sacrificing life and limb to protect them from greedy, wood-hungry players. Or they're just mindless stumps with anger issues. I like the prior, but I know not everybody's into the lore, so I will spare you story time of what I've actually written in here and just save it for my members download as a little thank you for supporting the channel. However, there's still one more Branzy-esque touch I've added to this structure, and that is a few secret creaking hearts. So if a player was to try to retrieve the treasure at night, they'll turn our little game of find the button into red light, green light, run for your life. Oh my god. It's so freaky. Oh god. Okay, have fun. Have fun. Your place. But what I'm probably most proud of this entire altar is the redstone behind it. No. Oh, and apparently it's a mob farm. Oh my god, I've made a huge mistake. Because Mojang typically likes to keep their structures pretty simple so players don't get like 25 observers on day 1. And they also like to use them as fun, interactive ways to learn about game mechanics. Anyways, as I was saying, they also like to use them as fun, interactive ways to learn about game mechanics, like simple redstone gates and bud switches. Oh my gosh, why is it every time I say that I try to blow it up? I'm gonna try. And bud switches, just like the ones that we've added underneath the altar here, which means we can cross another transformation objective off our list. Now let's get out of here before I die again. Besides that, there's something way cooler that I want to show you guys. And that is Dan, the man with the dirt in hand. What's up, Dan?
Hey everyone, Dan here.
All right, well, I don't like the way that you say that, Dan. It makes me, oh God, Daniel, take this boat, Daniel. Just get in the boat, Daniel. Get in the boat. Okay, good job, Daniel.
Thank you.
Now I am taking you home immediately. Please, come with me, Daniel. There it is. Oh my gosh, I love this transportation system in Minecraft now. It is so much better. Now, you two play nice, all right? But not too nice. There'll be plenty of time for that later. You know what I mean? Oh, which reminds me, I do need to test if a Creaking will eat one of your children. So, let me just get a couple blaze rods, do a little brew job, and after risking my life for the betterment of villager kind, I won't die from this height, right? Surely not. My god, 2 hearts. That was fine. Merry freaking Christmas. I have brought you the gift of unzombification. or salvation. I don't know. At least for you two, I'm still going to feed your spawn to an evil tree. Speaking of whom, we are going to need a lot of creaking. Creakings for the next element of this project, because these barky boys are also the key to getting one of the most important resources in this transformation, resin. Because see, every time we give them the old ka-chop, they make a little communication with their heart and they spread resin to their tree, which we can harvest every few seconds and turn into resin blocks. However, the next element of our project here is going to require far more resin than I am willing to sit and gather manually one at a time. Luckily, where there's a new element in Minecraft, there's an entire community of industrial-minded individuals dedicated to harvesting it relentlessly at the expense of torturing undeserving creatures. Or in other words, a resin farm. Now, this is a design by Frunocraft, who makes some seriously awesome farms, so please go and check him out and tell him Branzy sent ya. And the farm is really, really simple. All we have to do is turn this bad boy on. It'll summon oodles upon oodles of creaking in this little area. They'll get washed down into the streams, and all I have to do is slice this little minecart, which will also slice some of them and generate a bunch of resin. The resin gets pushed into the water streams, flowing into the collection system, where it gets crafted with some auto crafters into resin blocks. That is actually crazy. We got 10 blocks in like 5 seconds. Holy cow. And this thing gets insane rates. And once we get sweeping edge on this sword, this thing is gonna be actually crazy. But it is Christmas Eve and I have a Christmas party to attend. So I'm gonna just AFK here until I get home, and we'll see in a couple hours how much resin this thing can actually get. All right, it has been about 4-ish hours I've been running this thing, and that is either a very good sign or an absolutely horrible one. But it is Christmas, so that's fun. All right, let's see. How much did we actually get from that? Oh my God, it is full. Oh, it's overflowing. It's so full. Okay, that's great news. But it should be enough to get started on the next element we're going to be adding to our island that comes from our dear Wunba, the mine entrance, which is also going to take a ton of, well, mining to build, apparently. But like I always say, work smarter, not harder. So first, let's breed up a few worker bees, build an entire iron farm, spend hours getting the right enchantments, build the simplest wither skeleton farm I could find, decapitate a few dozen innocent bystanders. There we go, I got one. Let's go. Battle an ancient evil, compact the remains of our victims into cubes, stack them in a semi-ritualistic fashion to offer a sacrifice, and now we can start mining. And it is done, dude. Oh, God, this was so much more work than I thought it was going to be. Also, a pirate crew of creepers has taken over my ship, so, but behold, the Forgotten Mines. Now, I have to shout out a builder named Davici, whose Hobbit map heavily inspired this build, during which I've learned that designing on a 45-degree angle is not very fun, but it does look so cool, dude. I mean, the main thing that I wanted for this place was to look abandoned and overgrown. So much so that even the walkway in has been washed away by the ocean. And to be completely honest, I was just gonna leave it at this point and call it a day because I have so many things I have to build for this project, but you know, one block led to another, and now there's an entire interior and puzzle, which the only way to get to is to use this little cave entrance on the side here, which will lead us right to this nice little dingy little walkway of secrets and spit us out into the grand hall. And it's pretty dark, but I really like how eerie and ominous that it feels in here now. Like these giant resin tree pillars are giving off just enough light to see, but not enough to actually let any baddies spawn in here. Well, most baddies. Because I've also hidden a bunch of creaking hearts throughout this entire area, just to give the players a little bit of danger for staying here after dark. Sadly for them, that's also kind of the point. Oh god, oh god. Ah, stop. I'm speed. Yeah, maybe we should go to sleep. Maybe we should take a little nap, just the littlest nap. I'm gonna take a little nap. But if the players come here during the day, then there's no baddies to face, and all they have to do is walk casually to the very back where they'll meet this big painting room. But for their curiosity, they will be rewarded with a pretty basic resin treasure chest, including some pumpkins, which apparently just grow in the pale garden, I guess. But there's also a little bonus book for those brave enough to read it. True treasure can only be found in darkness. Let humility guide you to the light. I know, it's cheesy. Take a Lactaid and get over it. Because to really understand this clue, you first have to get familiar with the actual painting names, including this new-ish beauty here called Humble. Humility, get it? So all the players have to do is follow this villager's eye line, and it will guide them straight to this orb, or whatever. The painting is called orb, so I assume it is an orb. And this is the fun part, because I've also rigged a very special contraption that will only open when the player stares right at this little orb by taking advantage of what I call Creak stone. Let me show you how it works. So this is the basic version of our contraption in a more viewable environment. And what we want is to light up that lamp with nothing but our eyes. So let's just adjust the time to night, throw ourselves into survival mode, and after just a little bit of time, kaboom! Now, the way that this thing works is by using creaking hearts to force a creaking to spawn in this chamber, which activates a water stream and pushes the creaking up, and if no player's looking at them, they'll swim up this water stream and into a tripwire hook. But if a player is in survival mode and looks at them, the creaking will stop moving, fall down into a second tripwire, which resets the spawn chamber and lights up our lamp, or triggers any other redstone contraption. And we can actually make a couple adjustments to this thing to make it even better, like using non-transparent solid blocks to limit the actual viewing area the player can utilize, and speed up the rate of how quickly creaking spawns at night by adding a bunch of additional creaking hearts. The only bad thing is, the more hearts you add, the more you may need to spawn proof, because these guys have an absolutely insane spawn radius, which is exactly why there's so much of this extra pale moss all over this area. But let's get back to our little riddle, because if a player does figure out our puzzle and stares at our little orb here for just long enough, it will open up a hidden mine shaft, which I took some inspiration from the desert temple in designing, but since there's likely a horde of creaking trying to kill the players at this point, instead of potentially blowing them to bits, they are simply rewarded for their efforts and knowledge and curiosity. We got some diamonds, some resin, a pickaxe that's actually worth exploring for, and of course, more lore books for those curious souls. I've even gone ahead and dug a little elevator for an exit, so you don't have to pillar over 100 blocks to get back out of here. And once we make our way all the way to the surface above, we just have to press the button And ta-da! We are back, safe and sound. And that is one more element of this transformation done. And I think later, when all my friends join, we can see if any of them can actually solve our little puzzle without any help. But speaking of whom, I think it's time that we move on to the next element of this transformation. And on top of that, I want to expand our lore a little bit as well, because both the altar and the mine entrance are kind of this ancient first age sort of builds. And they're so overgrown and decrepit, it makes me wonder what happened. Because someone must have built these structures and then abandoned them. So who were they and where did they go? Well, lucky for us, the next structure on my list may just give us all the answers we're looking for. But first, in order to build it, we're gonna need a ton of Shroomlights. And if you've been around this channel long enough, you know that the only thing I hate worse than gathering materials is gathering materials myself. So I think we're gonna need two things. One, a fungus tree farm to get all the Shroomlights automatically, and two, a bone meal farm to run it. And I chose these specific designs because I can actually build them even in this very limited resource world, like this bone meal farm, which uses no honey blocks whatsoever. And it's already filled to the brim with bone meal. So I'm just gonna snag some of this, throw it into our fungus farm over here, and we'll do a little AFKing for a couple hours and see if we can get all the Shroomlights that we need. Wow, look who it is. Beautiful, beautiful babies. Come here. This might come in handy, actually. I'm still gonna murder you. You didn't see nothing. And after about a half an hour of AFKing, the results are in, and that is a lot of Shroomlights. I don't even know where we would be in Minecraft without the farming community. But anyways, now that we've got a method of materials and a dream, let's get to building the next structure in our transformation. There it is. Okay, I admit it doesn't look like much, and that's kind of the point, because these are the ancient ruins of Creaking, which I revamped from this design by Nevis Buildings because it just lends itself to so much storytelling. Yes, we're loring again. Buckle up or go get a snack. Once, players and the garden lived in peace. One desperate to survive, and the other in abundance to provide. But the players' greed was unyielding, and the forest grew tired and thin. Until one day, it started fighting back. The trees became fierce, cunning, and relentless. And the players realized the garden would never stop. Not until it had reclaimed everything that the players had taken from them. And now, these ruins remain as a scarring reminder that the forest doesn't easily forget, and it never forgives. Plus, I didn't have enough materials to actually start on the other projects yet. So, anyways, let's be honest. I figured players probably aren't going to want to come to this biome for some decrepit rocks. So, throughout the fort, I've hidden various chests with fairly decent loot for the players to find, which are heavily guarded by Creakings everywhere. Like this guy, for example. You can get a golden apple, some pumpkin seeds, gunpowder, all sorts of good stuff. And I've tried my best to match the loot that the players can find to what's actually in loot chests in Minecraft, with maybe a few tweaks and things just to make it a little bit more interesting for the Pale Garden itself. But I've also included a bunch of like hidden nooks and crannies and even a little parkour section for the players to go through, with even better loot hidden at the top. That way the players are rewarded for putting the time and effort into actually exploring this place, and there's so many chests that it's actually a lot of fun to just run around, especially at night when you're being hunted alive by trees. But you'll also notice this giant resin tree sapling that I've added to the center of the fort. And yes, I said sapling. We'll get to that in a bit. The purpose of which is, well, honestly, just to look kind of pretty. But if the players do just a little extra parkour around the sides without getting murdered by the trees, this is actually really fun because you actually kind of have to do the parkour backwards and really quickly. Holy cow. But when the players complete our little parkour section, they will find at the top a little treasure chest, which might be just satisfying enough to call it a day. However, if the players have the audacity to chop through the pale sapling just a little bit, they'll find themselves a hidden chest as well, which contains like a creaking heart, a bunch of extra treasure, another lore book, and of course, an OP axe named Bark Breaker. And I know that sharpness 5 is probably a little silly considering that the deadliest of the trees in this forest can't even be scratched. I swear if you guys come at me, I will burn your entire forest down. Just another day at the office, folks. Nothing to see here. And that should pretty much do it for the Pale Fort part of this transformation. But what about this giant sapling? Because this thing is bigger than most trees I've ever built in Minecraft. So where on earth did it come from? Or better yet, what did it come from? However, this next structure is going to take an absolute ton of materials to make. And I never thought I'd say this again, but we do not have nearly enough pale oak wood to do the whole thing. Fortunately, I do have a ton of bone meal. So all I really need is to make a pale oak wood farm. So I found a really fun design by Cami Blank or Blanc. I'm so sorry if I get that wrong. And honestly, it's probably not the most efficient, but it's the most unique that I've found so far. And it gets us an absolute ton of wood. Holy cow, I forgot to turn it off, which I will also need to strip, but I feel like I could probably figure out my own little design for a stripper. Oh, a what? I think we're doing something here. Look at that. I am a little farm builder after all. And there we go. It's not too shabby, I would say. And I also had to build a little fungus farm for our big fungus farm. And I realized that if I replaced the little nyliums in this thing with some grass blocks, I just have to turn this bad boy on and we can get eye blossoms. And these are actually super interesting little flowers because if we harvest them during the day, we'll get closed eye blossoms that we can turn into gray dye. But at nighttime, these little babies will open right up, which we can turn into orange dye. And we are going to need an absolute unit full of orange dye. I don't know what that means, but it is a lot. But that is 3 of the 4 elements that we need done and dusted. The last of which is my absolute favorite. Oh god, tree, no tree, bad tree, bad tree. Because that little sapling took just about every block of concrete that I could muster. But thanks to the farm daddy himself, ENX04, we can get a ton of concrete really, really quickly. All that we need to do is put together a few basic materials, locate an end stronghold. Hey, there we go. Oh, and I dug right into the fish. Hello. Boom, 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 boom. And of course, slay a dragon. Oh my god, it put me in the ether. No. There we go, safety. Whew. You know that Minecraft needs an end update when beating the game's main boss becomes a side point in content that is only included to make a joke of the need to update the game. Anyways, let's just plop down the overworld part of this farm, and we'll get started on the end part as well. Let it run for just a few minutes here, and if we did it all correctly, we should see... They're done. Oh my god! There it is, baby. There it is. That is what we're after. Look at that. But thanks to this little beauty, we should have all the concrete that we need for our project. So you gotta go subscribe to Ian so you can keep up to date with the latest and greatest of Ian X04 stuff. Because I'm telling you, this dude changes the game. Full transparency, I changed the world spawn location to be over at the farms because the thought of my concrete farm not linking to the rest of the farm area just drove my OCD absolutely insane and made every joint in my body hurt physically. It's a medical condition and you can't say anything about it. But with that, we should now have every resource we need to get started on our next project. So someone call the arborist because we're branching into a whole new side of the Pale Garden. Oh, I didn't have it. Oh my god. And just like that, this tree is... That was supposed to be a really cool, like, sand diction-esque moment. I am just not very good at this game, apparently. Anyways, the tree is done, baby. Okay, done might be a little bit of a strong term because right now it's kind of just an empty husk of interest rather than an actual point of interest. So I want to add something to this tree to reward the players for finding it, either with loot or a challenge. And personally, I think a boss fight would be a really cool addition to a structure like this, because I've seen some mods like the Root of Fear that add a really cool creaking boss variant, and I so badly want to square up with that thing. But for now, what I think we need is a way to get into our tree. And there we go, nice and simple, nothing too crazy. Walk right into the stump of the tree. We have this big open area. Next, what we need is some kind of control element for our boss. Like, the Wither can only be summoned with skulls, and the dragon has its end crystals, and there's actually a little known feature about the Creaking that I just learned that I think would be perfect. Because if we actually cover a Creaking heart on not just 2 sides, but all 6 sides with pale oak, something very, very interesting happens. Did you hear it? Did you? Oh, there it is again. See, eerie noise. I put it on the thing so you could see eerie. That's all it's just a noise. It just makes a noise. But I do think that a more advanced heart could be a really cool way to control a creaking boss fight. But let's just decorate this thing up a little bit with some of our resin mixture. Now, we even got some little artery lines that come off of this little heart thing. It's dripping onto the floor. It's absolutely disgusting and deadly. But these little arteries that are coming off of the heart will actually lead players to creaking hearts as well that they can find. So it's kind of like a hint that will help the players face our evil monster if they dare. Just imagine you walk up to this giant tree thinking you're in resin heaven. But little did you know, hiding within its trunk was an ever-growing nightmare made of fear and pure evil. Okay, it's not exactly the face of evil, but if nothing else, he is persistent. But for now, what I need is something valuable for the players to get for facing this monster. And I will be honest, I have been raking my brain all freaking day trying to find something that's on theme with an update that really didn't add much in the way of special items. But then I realized that this is still technically the 1.21 update. So I'd say anything else within the 1.21 update is fair game for any loot to find, including something that can only be found in a trial chamber, a heavy core. But not just any trial chamber, I'm talking about an ominous trial chamber. That's right, come get it, come get it. You thought you were wrong. Oh my gosh, they're so strong. This was a mistake. What do you have? Protection 3000? Holy, just die. Oh, I don't want the little guys. Oh no, not the little guys. I don't have a shield right now. He tried to give me. Oh, he got me. Oh my god, they got me. Okay, guys, girls, ladies, mister, sir. All right, I admit, this is a little bit harder than I thought. But with a little perseverance, we can get, a ominous trial key. That is what we're after, baby. But we can use the ominous trial key to get even better loot than we normally would from this place, including flow banner pattern. That is, all right, that is not anything kind of close to what I'm looking for here. So first, I'm just gonna have to run around and get a bunch of these trial keys. And then all I have to do is click on the vault as soon as the core appears. No! Oh, it's so fast. My reflexes are not what they used to be. No, why did I do it? No, oh, it was... It is very difficult, god dang it. No, oh, again. Oh god, I swear it does it on purpose. Oh, come off it, I hit that. That one wasn't even close. Oh, I got it. I got it. Oh my god, I got it. Oh, I got it. And here it is, the heavy core, which I did not realize was a huge pain in the deepest pixel of my body to get. But the players can actually use this bad boy to turn into a mace, which is exactly why I got 2 heavy cores. But if they're fit enough to take on the resin tree, then it'll save them some potentially unlucky rates at the vaults. And I've filled our little tree with some decorations and some pretty generic loot that you could find in the trial chambers, including hopefully enough that will make the players satisfied, but maybe not keep searching. Because I'm gonna hide our little heavy core right in this chest here, which gets closed by inputting something into that bookshelf, as you can see. So that way, the only way to actually obtain the heavy core is to be somewhat curious about the lore that I've been adding to this area, which I think is gonna be a really fun way to reward the players for their efforts and curiosity. Or, you know, again, they could just break a block, I guess. But at the very least, they'll have to face an evil snowman. Which honestly, if I can even get a sympathy chuckle out of my friends for this later, it'll be worth the bit. But I think that should pretty much do it for our giant resin tree here, which means that we are already almost halfway through the builds of this transformation. However, I'm starting to feel a little bit of a disconnect on our lore, because most of our structures so far kind of have this ancient feel to them, with the exception of this giant lighthouse, which to me indicates that I am really bad at planning, or that maybe players from all kinds of backgrounds have been trying to take on the Pale Garden throughout history, discovering the land, harvesting its unique resources, and coming to rue the day they'd ever come here in the first place. But it does beg the question, how do people keep getting here? Because if you haven't noticed, this is a very large island in the middle of the ocean. So what if we took a note from our ancient explorer ancestors and put on our sea legs? However, the design that I've come up with here requires a lot of two materials that I don't have a great resource of yet, both pale moss and wool. Because no ship can be complete without sails and unhealthy looking foliage. Now, I could just continue manually ripping up this entire world by hand to get all the moss that I need. However, I'm just not in the mood today. So instead, I think the easiest solution is gonna be to build ourselves a moss farm. And there's tons of designs out there we could use, but I actually want to take it back to a design by one of my all-time favorite Minecraft YouTubers, Etho. And this design that he built a few years ago on Hermitcraft, it's pretty much perfect for our use case. All I had to do was swap out the moss for pale moss, and I've invented a brand new farm. Just kidding. Let me just turn this puppy on and wait, why is it not doing the thing? Oh God. Oh no, I broke it. It's been 3 seconds, I already broke it. Oh God. There we go. I had one tick. I was one tick off, but now it's beautiful. Look at all that. Dude, the day that they fix bone meal farms and TNT dupers in Minecraft is the day content creation comes to a screeching halt. But they did actually patch one of the game's biggest exploits in 1.21, string dupers. And since there's no sheep in this entire world, I'm gonna have to stoop to lows so deep, the only thing left is gonna be fear and disgust. Listen, I know they're just ones and zeros, but the way that they move and the number of legs just gives me the absolute willies, dude. Ew. But we should now be able to get all the resources that we need to build our ship. So hold on to your skivvies, landlubbers. It's time to set sail. Check this thing out. This might be my favorite build so far, and not just for the looks either. Let me give you the tour. So since Mojang hasn't added the grappling hook yet, I needed a player boat-friendly way to enter this ship. And what better to act as a welcome mat than a fire-covered blast hole? Excuse me, flames, don't burn me. Thank you. Great work. Welcome to the cargo deck, where again, I've tried to emulate loot similar to what you'd find in structures like a fisherman in villages. However, some chests have very special loot that's hopefully just enough to entice the players to keep searching through our ship. And this little staircase will take us right up into the crew quarters. And I apologize because I can't find the initial reference for these hammock designs, but they are absolutely adorable. And where there's hammocks, there's a crew, but we'll get to them in a bit. But around here, you'll find a few different barrels and chests with different treasures and things to keep that exciting, enticing treasure hunt going, and a little dining hall with some food to fuel your expedition. However, the real treasure of this structure is knowledge. Just kidding. But I wanted a fun way to entice the players to learn to summon their own Creakings. So I came up with this super simple puzzle where there's 5 Creaking hearts located on this wall that are locked and loaded, and then there's 1 empty space. But if the players look in this chest, they'll find themselves a Creaking heart. And if they just place it right there, it will activate. However, nothing seems to have happened, right? And that is because there's a very nifty trick to this puzzle that can only be activated by the Creaking crew. Hey, add attention, all of you. Stop moving. You will stop. I am your commander. Stop it. Stop moving. Oh God, stop attacking me too. And I have hidden about 50 of these creaking hearts around this ship. So, good freaking luck. It's almost like the Flying Dutchman's crew in Pirates of the Caribbean, but with bark instead of barnacles. Fortunately, now at this point, if we can make it back in here without dying, our treasure should be revealed. However, it's hard to get to. We're gonna have to be smarter than the average tree, apparently. But you can see that a piston has retracted now that this thing has active and has a creaking summoned to it, revealing a very, probably a slightly OP treasure. And since you had to take on 50 freaking creaking to get it, I think it might be kind of worth it. But along with that, there's also a few other hidden treasures I've put around this entire place to help entice players to just run around and have fun and run for your freaking life. But I think that should pretty much do it for the ghost ship itself. Meaning now we have a ship, we have a crew, and we have a captain's quarters, but where's the captain? Honestly, he's probably very, very dead. That is exactly why I would love for ships like this to include a special treasure map like this guy right here, and it will guide the players to our next structure, where the players can learn the fate of the ship's captain. Now, obviously, a data pack or someone who knows how to make a data pack could probably figure out a pretty slick way of marking this map with like an X on it. However, I am not that person. So instead, I am going to pillar hundreds of blocks into the sky to build a structure that will hopefully mark the spot and never, ever be noticed. Yeah, they are definitely going to notice this. God dang it. But I'll get rid of it once we're done with this entire transformation, because all pirates know that X marks the spot and treasure. And I think the best place to find treasure is a dragon's den. But something tells me that's not all the players will find when they get there. Dude, check this thing out. Oh my gosh, I love the way that this came together. I was worried that the 3 hours I spent in the trial chambers weren't going to be worth it, but that pointed dripstone, dude, makes this whole cave look so much cooler. And when we come in here, there's a few different points of interest. First, we have the dragon skeleton wrapped cozily around its resin treasure pile, but it's more than just a pile of goods, because I've also added a slightly difficult parkour course that you can use to go all the way around the dragon's entire spine, which I totally did on my own without placing any blocks, and they can access this treasure chest, which is filled with like diamonds and resin, my last enchanted golden apple, a lore book, and most importantly, wind charges. Because I promised that this structure would lead players to the fate of the captain, but it's up to the player's curiosity to solve the mystery. Because there are 2 additional holding cells in this cave. And if the players are crafty enough to realize that the floors of which are trapdoors, all I'll have to do is throw a simple wind charge and it'll drop a very special little villager safely onto this powdered snow, Captain Patches. Huh? Well, actually, I have bad news, all right? I regret to inform you that your entire crew was ripped apart by trees. Coincidentally, it occurred right after a crew meeting deciding to mutiny against you and place me as the captain instead. So I guess by default, that makes you second mate Patches. Congratulations! And that should be pretty much everything to find inside of the dragon den. But there's still one more prisoner we need to interrogate. And because I don't want to have to get them back in there, we're just gonna pillar up, okay? But if we can get nice and close enough to this guy, we can see this prisoner was either given a rather unfortunate name at birth or a very helpful clue. God, would you stop shooting me? The dragon ate my sword. And I'm sure my friends will have absolutely no issues discovering that little Easter egg later on.
Shaping it.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
But something tells me that this dragon hasn't eaten anything in a really long time, which means that there must be another dragon. But I've developed a very particular block palette for this dragon, most of which we have plenty of. However, we'll also need a particular block that I didn't even think was possible to obtain in this world, Honeycomb, which fortunately we can get the thousands of pieces we need by looting, hundreds of trial chambers. Honestly, I am so over these things at this point, dude. Fortunately, I do have a plan B. Because as luck would have it, I did actually end up getting a oak sapling from the trial chambers earlier, which obviously we can use to grow an oak tree. But there's a chance if we plant like 100 of them right next to a bunch of flowers, we can get bees. You beautiful babies, don't touch the water. I swear. Oh God, I just said don't touch it. Don't touch it. But there's actually a much bigger issue I have to figure out with this plan. Because in order to make honeycomb, bees need to pollinate. And in order to pollinate, they need flowers. But the only flowers in this particular world are eye blossoms, which unfortunately for our buzzy little buddies here, freaking kill them. But that means I have no choice but to make a deal with the devil himself. Okay, great. Yeah. Now die. Okay, there's probably other options, but I like to show character growth in my videos, all right? And now that we have a cherry sapling, we can use it to get cherry leaves, which are actually super useful when it comes to beekeeping, because not only can they be used to breed, but they can also provide pollen to our bees as well. So after all that, we can finally build a honeycomb farm. Well, doggy, look at all these fine creatures working hard. I just punched you. I'm so sorry. Working hard for an inhumane income. I even built it in the nether so there's no night cycle, so they can work tirelessly around the clock. It truly is the American dream. But this is another design by the great Ian X04, and by using cherry leaves as the cell dividing blocks between the hives, as well as the floors, hopefully we'll get even more pollinating than even his initial design. Plus, I added this super simple crafter mechanism as well, so I don't even have to do any of the work myself. I'm starting to think that the goal of playing Minecraft is to get to a point where you don't actually play Minecraft. So I'm just gonna let this thing run all night and we'll see how much we get in the morning. All right, now that should be just about enough. Bees. But I think we should have pretty much all the materials we need to rock and roll now. So let's build ourselves a dragon. Look at that bloodthirsty face. Huh, Patches? Well, he's still friendlier than you. But I don't think I've ever actually built a dragon before, so I tried to base this off of a bunch of different reference photos as best as I could, and I think it turned out super, super cool. And if I remember correctly, Jeb said something like 10 years ago about possibly adding a red dragon to the game, so I think a resin dragon isn't too far of a stretch. Unlike the distension of its poor stomach. Where, as promised, I have placed a special treasure right on the inside of this dragon's poor little stomach, which is also full of intestines, and a chest where the players can find themselves some dragon scales, dragon intestines, another lore book, and the sea shank. And honestly, that sharpness 5 was probably the hardest thing in the entire build to achieve, so you're welcome. But I think we can officially cross dragon off our list of builds. Look at this thing. God, it's so cool. The next of which is gonna be a real blast. Metaphorically speaking, of course. But I don't want this to be just any volcano. So what if instead of lava, our volcano spewed rivers of resources you can only find in the Pale Garden, resin. But I'm not just talking a little volcano at the tip of our island. I mean turning the entire island into a giant flowing geyser of resin. Which you can kind of see I've already started sculpting what I could reach with the beacon, but this is going to require excavating thousands upon thousands of blocks. And unfortunately this time, I can't just burn the whole thing down. But I have a mending pick, a dream, and a lack of IRL friends to spend a Friday night with. So let's get to work. This is physical torture. I thought this would be easy. I did. I thought it took me like 2 days, like 2 full days to design this. And I was like, oh, it'll be way easier to dig out. You know, like once I get excavating it, I got the schematic. I don't got to design anything. It's going to be easy. Nothing's easy about this. Holy cow, dude. This thing is actually insane. Like, for real insane. I thought it would take me like a few hours at most to get this thing done, but it took 3 entire days. I mean, there are over 23,000 resin blocks throughout this whole place. But honestly, I think it was completely worth it. And I tried to give this a little bit of a gradient to make it seem a little more intentional. And speaking of which, there's a couple farms that I have to shout out. Like this mud farm by Strom and this magma cream farm by Potato Noir. Both of which are extremely simple and saved at least part of a day of my weekend. I even decided to go ahead and add a lake monster. And this is no ordinary lake monster. This is the Resipus. It's like an octopus, but in Resin, I don't know, dude, I'm sorry. But I found some really cool pictures online of sea monsters in Minecraft and tried my very best to just emulate what I liked. And then textured it with pale wood so it almost looks like roots growing up out of the sea to snag players on the shore. Oh, I've also moved the creaking stump inside of this thing's mouth. So now, whenever one of these little creaks spawns in our little monster here, it's almost like our little lake monster is spitting out a charred piece of bacon. And with that, we should be able to cross Volcano off our list of tasks. But we still have a couple more to go, including something that I have been dreading from the very beginning of this project, trees. Because personally, I think dark oak trees are probably my least favorite in the game. So a monochromatic version of them just doesn't really do it for me. So despite all my hard work burning down this forest, we're gonna rebuild the entire thing. God dang it. And you may have noticed this beautiful concept in the background for quite a while now, and that is because I suck at trees. So I decided to ask for help from one of the best organic builders I know, Gutty. I'm having an issue, and since you are probably, in my opinion, one of the best organic builders that I know.
Oh, Francie, thank you.
You're an arborist of Minecraft, as I would say. These trees are just dark oak trees. We need something fresh, something fun, something new. And so I'm going to give you 25 seconds and a bunch of materials.
25 seconds?
I need you to design I need you to design the perfect pale garden tree.
Immediately, drawing inspiration from the Creaking, I would say it's quite like almost like a willow. I'd want to do it as.
Yeah.
So I'd want to do it as like looming, because the Creaking kind of like always there. You kind of always feel its presence.
Uh-huh.
Can I have creative mode?
No, you can't have creative. This is not that kind of place.
Wait, how did you just get all of these logs? Oh, wait, is this survival?
Yeah, this is survival.
Oh, Lord. You just sent me a load of wood. I was like, oh, yeah, he's got creative.
No, I went to my basement and got a bunch of wood for you.
Okay, so I feel like it should be kind of like twisted. Yeah, I'd probably want it stripped, to be honest.
Stripped? Interesting. Okay.
And something that I learned, I don't know if you know Mr. Matt Ranger, that's who I've learned from. And so one of his key teachings is to always keep the trees light and airy. It kind of looks like a teenager from the early 2010s that's got an emo fringe.
Yeah, it looks just like me in high school. It's a self-portrait tree. Thank you, Gutty.
See, you're working on it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to take some inspo.
I like it. You know what? I think I'm there with it.
I like it too.
It's a lot better than I thought it'd come out with.
It's so much better than mine. I'm gonna burn mine down too.
Honestly, I would just like punch more holes into the leaves.
More hole? Oh yeah, please punch. Yeah. Punch. Yeah, I'll punch.
Just nice and airy, like.
Oh yeah. Just chop me down. Chop me here.
Oh, my shoes.
Nope, I got you, arborist. There you go, doctor. Oh
there we go. Yeah, you see now because you can kind of see through it a little bit more. I'm happy with that. I would say for a quick build, I'm happy.
Survival builder after all. Look at that.
Yes.
If only you'd ever played survival Minecraft in your life before, right? God.
And maybe I'll have like a 4,000 day old world or something. I mean, a man can Ramsey.
Let's calm down, all right, Philza? Jeez.
Right, okay, I'm done.
Wait, no, give me my axe back. Don't you leave. I love that guy's guts. Get it? Guts? Gutty, I'm sorry. Anyways, I used his idea here to come up with a couple more iterations of this white tree and a bunch of my own, and I think they're gonna make this whole place really come to life. So let's build ourselves our own pale forest. And 300 custom trees later, the forest is finished. Okay, I don't actually know if it's 300 trees or not. I lost count at like 150. But I am really happy with how these turned out. I mean, they're kind of like skinny willow trees, which I think really fits well with the whole evil tree demon thing. I also went through and added a ton of these custom mushrooms around as well, because one, I wanted an excuse to add some light to the island, and two, it kind of just keeps on theme with the dark oak forest having red and brown mushrooms. I've even gone around and bone mealed every square inch of this whole island to make it look a little bit more overgrown and forgotten. But you'll also notice this path, which actually loops around the entire island, so you can visit each of the structures we've built so far, and implements a bunch of these really cool bridges to help break up the verticalness of this whole place, and adds that sense of wonder when you find a new cool area. Like, what's up there? What's over there? How can I make this path? Like, how do I walk up there? That's so cool. And with that, I would say our pale forest is done. Oh no, nighttime. Gotta go. Because, yes, I have also added the creaking hearts back into these trees. So this island is probably actually a lot deadlier than it was when I found it, which I'm sure will not cause any issues for my friend's tour later on. Right?
Oh my gosh, careful. Oh my gosh. What are they chasing?
I don't like the creakings. Oh my god.
There's a lot.
They're chasing.
But I am absolutely chuffed to bits about how this place is coming together, dude. It's so cool. With the exception of that big bald spot right there. But I'll get to that in a bit, because the next challenge on our list is to build a creaking statue. And I was scouring around this entire island trying to find a cool place to put it, and I just couldn't pick one. So instead, I built another little path leading to this little tunnel going over this bridge, and then around this bend, and just carved my own spot right into the mountain. And I've actually got a really fun idea for this thing, but first, let's build the actual creaking statue. And boom. Look at that. I mean, I think it looks just like you, huh? I mean, come on. That's not too bad. I spent a lot of time on this actually, trying to get like a really cool gradient so it's a little bit darker towards the bottom and lighter towards the top, you know? And then I put most of it, like half of it, in the ground itself, so you can't even see it. So that was a great use of my time. Don't listen, sir. But as with all of the builds so far, I want this to have a real purpose or activity for players to engage with. But if I'm being honest, this looks like some kind of shrine to the creaking cult. And ever since I thought of that phrase, I cannot unthink it. So we're just gonna roll with it. And I thought it would be pretty cool to have some kind of like sacrifice altar to go along with it. But what I want to have happen is every time a player throws a piece of resin on the altar, they get a little prize. But if the players throw anything else, they get a slowness potion and some creaking instead. So first, let's figure out the success outcome. And I think this should work. Basically, what's going to happen is I throw an item on the altar, it gets sucked through and spits out some kind of prize that I've put in this dispenser. So what's really happening is this hopper minecart is sucking the item through, it's getting put through an item sorter right here, and then just dispensing a prize based off of whenever that torch from the item filter gets a signal. So it's nothing too complicated. But now it's time for the tricky part, which is the failing or throwing a random item in here instead. But I'm pretty sure that all I need to do is add a second item filter to this thing that will just suck up anything else. So now anything that doesn't get filtered by our resin filter gets sent through this filter and sent into this dropper. The reason that I did it this way is because I still want to use the same concept to pull a signal off of this block. All right, so now let's just temporary block here. And let's say that I throw in a block that's not resin, like a piece of redstone. I get dirt. Not too shabby, but it won't actually be dirt. It will be death and decay. However, what I want to do is link this line up to a few hidden pistons to trigger the creaking hearts. So now if we throw something in that's not resin, we should get, yes, a signal that activates the creaking heart. But now I just need to implement some way to get rid of the item so the players can't like double dip and just like sacrifice something and then just go get it back from like a dispenser, you know? So I need to just hook up a little circuit to this guy, which shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. Bang. Bang, look at that, it works like a champ. Hold on, let me get the potions and stuff brewed up as well. Oh, and can I be mean? I think I can be mean. Oh, I totally can be mean. Oh, and I'm gonna be so mean too. 4 minutes of slowness. Have a good night. And we'll grab some prizes that I got from the trial chambers as well. And it is done, I think. So I throw something in here and I get a prize. I got a golden apple. Let's go. And I'm fully aware that if, yes, the players break one block, they can just get all the prizes. I get it, okay? This is all for fun, okay? If you hate fun, break the blocks. If I throw something else, however, I get splashed and I heard spawning. Oh God. And there he is. It spawns in Creaking around, and they have to be real freaking careful, because if this was the first thing you saw, you'd be like, what in the heck is all this? Ah. Oh my God, they're everywhere. And I'm too slow to get away. That's leaving me alone. The slowness is so mean. Yeah, I guess that means we can officially cross the statue off of our list. Oh my God, no, Creeper. Okay, Creeper, it's not funny. It's really not funny. I placed so many blocks. Don't blow it up. I swear to God, I will murder your whole creeping family. But that means that we are now down to the final piece of this excessively large puzzle, the Manor. But since this is really going to be like the centerpiece of the front of this island, I want it to be really, really special. And as I was scouring through tons of designs online to try to find some inspiration for what I wanted to build for it, I found Rail, who makes some really cool designs on his Patreon. And I thought, how cool would it be to work with this guy on a very special Pale Garden version of one of his builds just for my world? So a few days ago, that's exactly what I did.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
How are you doing? It's going great, going great.
I'm so excited for this, dude.
Yeah, like I really like the theme you gave, well, the idea you gave.
Awesome. Well, let's pick one of your builds to update, shall we?
It's the like Halloween mansion, I think.
Well, honestly, I'd leave it to you to pick since they're your designs.
Yeah.
Like that one is sick, dude.
Yeah, I got that in mind because it's already like white. I was like thinking of like already building it in like the pale oak blocks.
Yeah, and you do the interiors too. That's what's so cool about it. It's not just like a pretty outside. You can actually get around the whole thing, implement a bunch of functions and fun for players and stuff to find.
It's fully interactive. Like you can do whatever you want with it. It would stand out, but also like blend in at the same time. Just recolor it and then the interior. And then just thinking of the functionalities, the traps, and the final details. and then to actually building it.
Yeah.
In survival.
Yep.
That's gonna take a little bit.
Well, listen, you just focus on making the Pale Garden version of this thing, and I will gather all the materials we need to build it, all right?
Everything sounds awesome. I love the ideas and everything, so I can't wait for us to get onto it.
And this man sent me a material list with over 20,000 blocks and 150 unique items. But luckily, I have been doing a bit of doomsday preparation just in case this happened. Like, for example, trading with wandering traders for every type of tree I could, swapping our warped nylium farm for crimson nylium instead, finding a bastion and tearing it down, and fishing for literally hours again. So all that's left to do is build it. It's here.
Oh.
He's
Oh,
lost. Lost somewhere in the forest.
Oh damn!
There
What's
he
this
is.
tower?
He's in the trees.
What? Oh wow! Oh, I love this.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
I
is.
love this. Let's see if the lights work. That's the
They
most important
don't.
part.
Okay, they don't work.
Well, what's the villager doing here?
Oh my god. Hello.
It's having a fun time.
I had a breakout at one point and lost somebody. I guess I found him. Hey,
Found him, yep.
two of them.
This is-
Thomas, Jerry.
What? Oh my god!
It's like a Siamese twin. That was crazy.
This is so tall.
It's a
What?
little excessive.
Where are the lights? Just a torch.
It broke. All right, it's the theme. All right, it's been broken. It's all that's left is a torch.
Yeah, okay, that's a nice excuse if you don't want to build something. To the end, but you just
Exactly. Can I just say, by the way, the material list that you sent me, you're an insane person. You're an
I am.
absolute maniac.
build- Then let's get started.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
No.
Listen, you went for the llama clutch. You committed.
I did.
Full
I did.
bore. And it is done. Look at this thing, dude. It is so sick. This is everything I could have asked for and then some. Hats off to Rail for this design because it is just freaking awesome. Look with the towers and there's little gargoyles on there. We haven't even got inside yet, and I'm just pumped to the gills. So as you can see, I also went ahead and added a little bit more terraforming to this place with a couple waterfalls and some rivers and some paths and bridges. And this path will actually loop all the way back around and into our pre-existing path as well. So everything should link up and it'll weave all the way through this little pale village that I've built as well, where I've also been keeping all of these little pillagers that I've been hoarding since the very start of this project, and we'll get to them in just a bit, because first, I think we should check out the manor. And what I really like about it is kind of this ominousness of walking up to this thing, because it is so like overscaled, so it's very tall and it feels huge. So when you walk through the front door, you're greeted with this super eerie and super like ominous, cozy, creepy interior. It's the exact feel that I wanted to go for this pale garden. And each one of these rooms that you can explore has either like a loot chest or some kind of purpose. A lot of them are based off of the woodland mansion itself. So we've got like this flower pot room, we've got the sapling area, and all these little nooks and crannies, like a little potion brewing spot. And you can walk up the stairs and you get to this really cool meeting room, which inspired another entire trail of lore for our area. Because as time went on, rumors of this pale forest faded. The initial settlers had either abandoned their post or vanished completely, and in that time, the forest thrived and returned to its resin-filled harmony. But where there are resources, there's someone ready to exploit them for profit. And when the island was rediscovered, word of its riches spread until it reached the ears of Johnny Pizel, a conqueror of land and resources, whose vision became so clouded with riches he never realized what his greed had awakened in the forest until it was too late. Or something like that. I don't know, dude. But there is a lot to explore, and various chests of goodies spread throughout the entire manor, which you can climb all the way to the very top of, where we have like a little creaking statue and access to a balcony where you can sit and watch the tower get struck by lightning. But I wanted to add one more little twist of my own to this place to give it that special Brandsy touch. And I remembered that there's a very special mob that we can use to loom over this manor. But in order to do it, we're gonna need to generate a raid. I don't like the way you look at me sometimes. It's very, very creepy. And since I don't want a single block of this island to be destroyed, first let's do a little search and rescue mission, and then we'll just drag him a few hundred blocks away, all the way over to this completely devastated area of Pale Garden that I may or may not have had to tear down to harvest its leaves and logs for my own Pale Forest, which you can either look at like deforestation or recycling if you're a glass half full kind of person. But I'm pretty sure that if we give this guy a bed and maybe a workstation, and I just drink one of these ominous bottles I got from the trial chamber, I should summon a raid. Right? Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, there we go. That's a raid, baby. That is a raid. Oh, wait. I gotta hide you. You gotta hide. Dude, no, don't run. You gotta hide. Do not. Oh my, I hit him. I hit him. Run away. Why are you here? Great news, my friend. You are getting rescued after all. Raid, baby. Okay, here we go. This time, I'm not gonna mess this up. I'm even gonna pillar up really high so I can hurt them and they can't hurt me. There they are. The enemy is approaching. All right, round 2. Let's see how many Vindicators we can get here. I see 1, 2, I see 3. Okay, 3 is good. 3 is good. Let's go for 3. Yes. Come get it. Come on, come get it. Come on. There you go. Come get it. There it is. Yeah, he's mad. Come get it. Oh, he didn't. Oh, why didn't he get in the... Oh, boy. I thought for sure he would... Get in the boat. There they are. Okay, got both of them in the boat. Good. Let's get you back to the manor, shall we? All right, Mr. Pillager Vindicator man. Come here. No, sir. You're going... Nope, I need you to... There we go. Come on. Oh, don't hurt me now. Don't hurt me now. Oh my God. Where'd he go? Oh my God. Oh, there he is. Come on. Oh, this reminds me. So apparently Vindicators and Pillagers are terrified of creaking. So it makes them run away in fear. Oh, that's gonna make this just that much more difficult, isn't it? Oh, good. Okay, Mr. Vindicator, all the scary trees are gone. If you'll please follow me to your new home. Come this way. This way. Yes, in here. Great work. Ooh, nice and trapped, just the way I like him. But we're not just adding any Vindicator to this manor. We are adding a Johnny. Kabang! So it may not look that different, but this little guy is now wackadoo insane. I mean, he'll attack anything and everything, including my unsuspecting friends.
Oh, I see
There he
him.
is.
I see him.
There
I see him. I see him.
There he is. There he is.
Oh no!
He's very strong.
Killing spree.
But what I think is really funny is whenever a Creaking spawns inside of this room, the little Johnny goes crazy trying to kill it, but also terrified of it. So it's this perpetual nonsensical battle between the two where he's like, I'm gonna kill you. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Hides in a corner, gets some courage, and then is like, oh, never mind. He's really, oh, I got him. No, I don't. Let me out of here. But that being said, that should do it for our manor here. So good luck, Johnny. I hope you enjoy your house. Rent is due on the 1st each month. But you're probably wondering about this little village that I built at the bottom of this manor, where each of these houses has some kind of workstation and various chests with hopefully somewhat accurate loot to what you'd find in a normal village, as well as these little refinery oil rig well dig things. I don't know what they're really called, but I thought it'd be really fun to make it look like these workers on this town were actually trying to get all of the resin out of the ground and out of the rivers in order to make a profit for their Johnny Overlord. And who better to operate all this heavy machinery than a whole bunch of pillagers? But they are still heavily armed, so first thing we need to do is get all that killer energy out of their system.
Many unbearable hours later.
There we go. Look at that. No more weapons, huh? But I've also went ahead and gave them all special names. There's 13 of them in total. And I kind of want to see if any of you guys can guess where these names come from. And if you can, leave a comment because I'm curious to see if any of you can actually get it. I've also added a couple of them to be actually operating the little crane things. I think it's just a really fun little touch to this place as well. And I think these guys are absolutely perfect for this area because, well, it's the Pale Garden and they're kind of, well, pale. But that should pretty much do it for this entire transformation, except for the really ugly giant X in the sky. Let me just get a little glass pane here, and let me just update our little captain's map. And look how different this place looks on the map, dude. That's so sick. And now we can take down that silly X. Yeah, I think that is a whole lot better. And now I think this transformation is complete. Holy cow, dude. This has been literally hundreds of hours of work, and I can't even tell you how much frustration and patience it has taken to get some of these projects done. But I think everything ties together really well and has so much intrigue and fun implemented into it. And although I doubt Mojang will ever actually add any of these ideas into the actual game, they were a ton of fun to design and build. And like I said earlier, I'm gonna get this map up for my members as soon as I can as a thank you for supporting the channel. And you guys can run around and check this all out for yourself and find some of the more secret things I've added as well. And now that we're done, I'll probably go through with like World Editor or something, make it a little bit more pretty for you guys, so that when you download it, you don't have to like worry about my tunnels or nonsense. You can actually play this like your own survival world as if this had just spawned in your world naturally. But first, I'm gonna get all my friends back in here to pass or fail every single one of these builds in order to earn my new title as the GOAT or be forced into retirement immediately, except for the Lighthouse, which I'm taking as a freebie just in case they decide to revolt against me. So with that, let the judgment begin.
Ramsey, why do you still have diamond armor?
Do you want me to get naked? What is that? What is this?
I
That was a weird request right out of the game.
I don't know. I'm just
weird.
It's like
weird request. Oh, there he is.
Dude.
There he is, the man of the hour.
Here I am.
Totally Gutty, not Mad Tiger at all.
Nah,
Because Gutty
different
couldn't
guy.
make it. It's definitely Gutty.
Yeah.
Don't let the name fool
definitely,
you or the voice.
I'm Gutty. La 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 la.
I'm British. Sweat.
Look at the three of us. Like the three of us, we kind of like complete each other in a way. Like Mog is like, you got the crown, and then I got the hair, and Mog has the crown and the hair. It's like,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so he like doesn't need either of you. You know.
Yeah,
people
no, he
leaders.
does. He definitely needs both of us. Okay, put your sunglasses back on. Holy cow, that was off-putting. Yeah, very small features. Well, this has been so much work, but I am ready to give you the tour. Each of you have given me multiple challenges throughout this build, and I appreciate it because it gave me so many ideas and it cost me so much time that I'll never get back in my life. So thank you for that. First off, if we walk through the door, you will see the island.
Oh my god.
It's tree. This is so cool. I just love it.
The first thing I want you guys to notice is I tore down every single tree and replaced them with custom trees. And it
my
was
God.
Gutty's challenge. So what do you think, Gutty? Did we nail the trees?
Quite good, governor.
That sounded just like Gutty. That is insane. How many custom trees is that, dude?
There's
Did you
over
count?
300 trees in here.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's my
crazy.
nightmare.
But you can see this whole place is a giant volcano, right? Like that's and that is the challenge from Mr. Wumba was to turn this whole place into a big old volcano.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that you didn't go with the generic type of just using lava. You used like lava-looking blocks.
Yeah,
That looks so cool.
Right?
It
I
looks
didn't
so
use a
cool.
single piece of lava. In fact, for that very reason, I didn't want to be generic. That would be terrible. Could you imagine? Jeez.
So bad. So bad.
And if we follow the path here, we can make our way to the first structure.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Careful.
What are they chasing?
I don't like the Creakings. Oh my god. Oh.
They're
There's a lot.
chasing. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
I
We
also
just have no-
may have made the forest far more dangerous by adding a lot more creaking hearts. I kind of forgot I did that. This is...
Why did you do that?
I really didn't think that it would be
Dude,
that
they
big of a
are
problem,
frightening
but
at night.
there are a lot of them.
Oh, there's another one right here. I don't like that.
So this is the Pale Altar, which was inspired because the Creakings are basically Ents from Lord of the Rings, right? So I thought, what if we took Weathertop, where Frodo gets stabbed,
Yes.
and make it like an altar where these trees were brought to
That's so
life?
sick.
But there's more, because there's also a mini game called Find the Button. So
Oh god.
Oh no.
if we wander around and you find a button, it'll turn on one of these lamps. And if you turn on all four,
Okay.
you get a surprise.
I found
I
one.
don't.
Let's go.
You found one?
One is
Hey,
small.
you found
Nice.
one. Let's go.
Good stuff. Like
Hey, I found one.
Hey, he found the
one
other one.
down.
There you go.
Oh.
2 down, baby. 2 down.
Okay, we got two. So
oh, if I were
Maybe we can
Brancy, I'd hide it in
parkour?
a stair.
Oh, in a stair, that would be so messed
Oh,
up.
that one.
Hey, Mid found it.
Found it.
Maybe down here. Oh, I
Yeah.
found it. I found it.
you got it?
Yeah.
Yes, but I
Nice.
don't know how to press it.
Wait, where?
Wait, I got
what?
back up. Got it.
Right click.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, it was just like in a
Hey.
way.
Let's
Nice.
go.
And there it
We got
is.
Bundle.
A
my
bundle.
God.
That's right. I made bundles useful, baby. Finally.
Let's go.
What do we get? Hey, some diamonds, some resin, a creaking heart, and a book. Fantastic job. First little mini game. I wanted the structures to have some kind of like fun to them, you know, something that's more
That was fun.
jungle-ish.
That was
Very, very Zelda.
fun.
And if we continue on our path tour down here, the next structure that we'll find is actually kind of a rare event. And it's the sea monster.
This
This thing is so sick.
the resin kraken.
The resin.
Resin.
Oh my gosh. On free cam, it's unbelievable.
And this actually ties into one of Mid's challenges to trap a creaking. Because if you look down there, you'll see that there's like a tripwire hook with like one little block right in the center.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is because the only block down there for a creaking to spawn is that block. And it will player launch them hundreds of blocks into the sky and just continuously trap them in an eternal pit of despair. So
Oh, that's so cool.
Whoa.
Who's gonna jump in it?
Do you land in the water or on the block?
I bet you'd die if you land on the block, but you could try it.
Okay, and does it have to be night, or do I just go for it?
I mean, you can just do it right now.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh my god.
it's easy.
That's cool.
And dead.
Oh god. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I knew
Oh
it.
no. Oh no.
I knew it.
Is it okay?
No.
It's okay. That's why we play on a back.
Thank god. Thank god.
I didn't think this was going to be some kind of player trap, but here we are. Wow.
Oh yeah.
It's always got to be deadly.
It's a
You didn't think
Kraken.
you were gonna
It
pull
is a
anybody
Kraken.
out.
Yeah.
I should have known. Let's go check out the ship, shall we?
Ooh.
I saw a peek at this already.
Whoa.
This is amazing.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
It's
Wow.
just like I imagined it.
That
is
You
a cool
absolutely
ghost ship.
nailed it, dude.
Thank you. Here, I got
That's
Frostbinder, so
sick.
stay with
Nailed
me. This
Wow.
this is
Whoa.
Mog's ghost ship,
Oh my god.
That is sick.
and it's got a lot of little secrets and things to it. Some of these actually have loot in them that I based off of like actual Minecraft structures. So like it should be
Look at that.
somewhat accurate to like fisherman loot and stuff like that. So like you can get water buckets or food or whatever, right? And as you go through the ship and you get farther in, the loot gets better and better. So like
dope.
up here,
Oh,
it's like a
this is
kitchen,
sick.
right?
Oh my
And then
god.
there's like
So cool.
the crew
Oh,
has like
wow.
their sleeping
Yeah.
quarters,
The
and-
hammocks.
yeah.
Dude, these are the best hammocks I've ever seen. Oh my gosh.
Oh, someone found diamonds,
Diamonds.
huh?
Whoa, creaking heart.
Yeah. Okay. So I
many
just
resin
want you guys to just take a look around this room for a second. All right, just
Oh.
take a gander.
All right,
Alright,
looting
again.
downstairs.
What sneaky thing is in here?
I don't want to explode
There's-
again.
There's gotta be.
Oh my gosh.
The creaking crew has arrived.
Ghost crew. Yeah. The skeleton
Oh, that's
crew is
so
here.
cool.
It's just like the movie.
Uh-huh.
It really is.
Uh-huh. But they're not the thing that we're looking for. I just there's something else. I want you guys to take a look around this room and see if you can
This is
find
a little button.
No, not the button. This is
Found a heart in the chest.
Oh, that's good.
The
That's a
door
good thing to
leading
find.
out.
Can we control them with
Maybe
that
we'll
or
need
no?
that heart.
I don't know if we can.
Oh. Oh,
Wait,
yes,
this,
right
this
over-
one's missing. Should I put
Can
it
it?
here?
Hey, there you go.
Oh.
And look what,
Oh.
look what opened over here, huh?
Oh,
Little bit of a
it's
puzzle.
nice in there.
Oh.
Oh, there's so many
Oh.
diamonds and things.
Yeah.
I'll share,
Some
I'll share.
Real
I'm gonna grab it.
treasure.
Oh, I see.
Oh god. Oh god. The creeping crew is in full effect
The
up
crew.
here.
Oh,
Oh
my
cow.
God. There's
so many.
The crew of the ship.
There's
Oh my
there's about
goodness.
50 something creaking
Oh,
on this ship.
no.
You need a full crew
Not
to
okay.
man a ship of this size, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Run
they're
away.
chasing.
Part of the
Oh
crew of the
my!
ship.
Oh my!
Ah.
Let's take a look at that captain's
Oh
quarters.
my god, there's so many of them. Ah, they knocked me off the ship.
Oh,
Oh, they're dropping into the water to chase me.
Oh my god.
Oh dear!
I did not
Oh,
expect that.
there's a map, guys.
I thought I was safe.
a map.
Treasure?
Whoa, this looks so cool from above. The island
Yeah.
actually looks like a mess.
It doesn't look like a mess. It looks beautiful. That's a good you found this map though, because we have obviously this ghost ship. We have a creaking crew, but where's the captain?
Oh.
Oh no!
Huh?
Ooh. Maybe his book says.
Every ship
Does his book say?
Oh, all right, it's not the book. All right, I'll try. It's not the book. I should have put it in the book. The book would have been a good idea. It's not the book, but it is. The map that you found has a very special sigil on it, maybe.
An X.
An X. There you
X.
go.
It marks the spot.
X marks the spot. Okay, great work. But yeah, so let's make our way to the X, shall we?
This is the
There's
first
so
like
much
ghost
detail.
ship I've seen using the new blocks, and it is like it is perfect.
It is
Cool.
So
good.
cool.
But before we get to
Oh,
the
look at
X,
this.
we're gonna take a little detour to the mines.
mine. mines.
Okay, mine.
And I didn't actually know you could parkour up there. That is great.
Well, some people can.
I'm going to take
Yeah, some people can.
all right, we'll go that way.
This is reminiscent of the Dwarven Kingdom.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
really
You walk in here.
Oh, there's one of those guys
Creaking
again.
mines.
Oh my goodness.
Of course there are more creakings.
Yeah, why not?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
There's always more creakings in the forest. Oh,
Oh,
this
wow.
There's something
We're
hidden
gonna
behind
pretend this
one of
isn't
these.
broken because it loaded in weird.
Oh, I fell.
Oh, okay.
Of course I did.
Ahem. Achoo.
Yep.
Oh, look, it's working perfectly.
Okay, yo.
Fantastic. Wow, nothing happened. Wumba, I don't know if you remember this, but the mine was actually your idea to do a mine in here. Go ahead, Wumba, read me this this little thing right here.
True treasure can only be found in darkness. Let humility guide you to the light. What does this mean?
Melody.
Humility.
Is there a light?
This is
This is the picture of
Dark.
humility right here.
I should go through the paintings.
I mean,
lady with the pig.
you're on the right path, Cat. You're on the right path, just the wrong
It is.
painting.
Oh, this is humility. These
True treasure can only be found in
It
darkness.
is
Need to be
actually
nighttime.
humility. Did you actually know that, or was that just a guess?
what? These two?
It's nighttime.
No, I mean I just figured that these two are full of humility.
It's well, you're not wrong. This painting is actually called humility in the game logs. So
Oh, wow.
okay.
if you follow their eye line, you'll see where it goes.
The guide
To the light.
Over
huh?
here.
If you stare at that light long enough, just dead into that light, just keep staring. Are you looking? Hey, look at that!
Something happened.
Hey,
Oh.
see,
Oh my
first
God.
try, no problems. Wow,
No
look at that.
way.
Amazing.
You can drop down to
jump?
the very bottom.
Oh my god, this is scary.
Oh, I should be more specific. Drop down into the water
Into the
at
water.
the bottom. And you'll get prizes.
Oh my god.
And a book that's empty for
Diamonds.
members. But there's, imagine the lore. And then all you have to do is you just exit through our little water elevator here.
Nice.
Push the little button, and you can
Nice.
walk right out of the stuff.
Oh,
Huh?
I got it. I'll keep pressing it.
nice.
There you go. Thanks, man. Thanks for holding the door for all of us,
Yeah.
gentlemen. Real
Yeah, of course.
ladylike of you. Appreciate you. That's the Creaking Mine. Done and
That's cool.
dusted.
That's cool.
I have not seen like actual applications of Creaking Redstone yet. That was really, really interesting.
And when we come around this
Oh.
corner, we will find ourselves
Oh,
at the
goodness.
Pale Fort. I like to think of this as various times throughout player history, people have come to this forest to try to settle it and have always failed. And this is one of the latest attempts where someone came, they pissed off some trees, and the trees eventually fought back. And guess who won?
Oh, it's so
Trees
overgrown.
won. The trees won.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The trees won.
Oh,
The trees did, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff to find throughout here. Feel free to poke around, see what you can muster and
Oh.
find and gear up
Mustard.
and do all
Got some
sorts of-
diamonds.
Oh, Mid,
Huh?
you're on the path to a
I guess
treasure
the
chest.
ancient city does have.
It has the
Uh,
tutorial thing. or
I got that
what's
one
it
over there.
called?
Oh.
And doesn't
not
the
that
end
one.
city have like parkour
No, no.
and stuff? Like
Oh, I see.
it's not.
You got it.
Love some fairies.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I got
look at
it.
you.
Let's go.
Found a creaking heart.
There's also a treasure or two in the tree. For your curiosity, you curious souls out there that were like, what is this tree? What's going Oh,
Oh, I see it. I'm gonna get it before Mog
Oh,
does.
there it is.
Oh,
There it goes.
it's all mine. Here you go.
oh, you
What is
shared. You shared
There's
in
like some
everything.
iron and
Oh,
gold.
cool.
Maybe just if I kept digging that
Going?
way, that maybe there would be something else up there.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there's nothing up here.
Uh,
There's nothing here. There's nothing here.
nothing at all.
They're coming.
Nothing
what does
to
that
share
mean?
with
What?
the group.
There's a book that
What?
just says they're coming.
Oh,
It's,
Oh, I knew it's a trap.
oh, that's
Uh-oh.
that's not
Still
at all
daytime.
scary.
See, that's why I couldn't include the lore in this version of the map because I didn't want you guys to get too scared, freaked out. You know, I gotta keep it a little tame for you guys.
I gotta say, Brandsy, your
Pirates.
terraforming skills on this whole island, I'm very impressed. You
Yeah?
terraformed the whole
Yeah.
place.
Thank you.
I got an axe called Bark Breaker.
Bark Breaker.
Bark breaker.
That was my nickname in high school.
Let's go this way. Let's go save the captain, shall we? I feel like.
Oh yeah, to the map.
Yeah, don't forget that map.
I got the map.
Now, the only way to get up to the top is through the path, of course, because you can't just place blocks or wander around. Like you gotta take the paths.
No, you have to find
somebody. I don't know who, but someone worked very hard on these paths, so we have to do them justice by crossing all these bridges. It's very important, and we can follow them all the way through the mountain into the Dragon Key.
Whoa!
Oh wow, dude, the
What
this
is
dragon's
its name?
so awesome.
Please say it's Smog.
Smaug.
That's Resi.
Wow.
Resi the Resin Dragon.
Resi. Oh no, that poor villager up there. What's going on there?
Right? Well,
how long has this guy been here for?
There's your captain.
Is that Patches?
Maybe. I should also mention this Dragon Cove was actually Gutty's idea. What do you think, Gutty, with the skeleton dragon and the coving? Huh?
Right, brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Lovely, Gov.
And then, of course, the dragon comes from our dearest Wumba here.
That looks so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
The dripstones are really cool. It's a nice touch.
Oh yeah, it's the teeth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you design that yourself, like on Creative?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
How long did that take?
Forever.
I bet shaping it.
Oh, boy.
Shaping. Oh.
The dragon ate my sword.
That's
What?
a Kelly up there.
How on earth would we ever save the captain?
How do we get him down?
How would we get him down? Maybe if we looked in this chest, there would be answers.
Oh, okay. I see.
Not that we would ever flip a trapdoor from this height, because that would be ridiculous. Hey! There he is! The captain has been saved.
Oh my god.
Captain Patches.
Captain
Patches.
Great work, everyone. Wow, way to solve the unsolvable puzzle. Anyways, no, I just thought that was a fun way to, like, give some
it's a
kind
cool
of
use
like use to these structures is the point. Like everything has a mini game or like some kind of loot. Like you saw our Mog got killed by the dragon ate my sword, right? So it's like, what's the natural next step? You want a sword?
We need to go to the dragon's mouth, maybe.
Or you can go in the mouth. Anyway, you just gotta gut that dragon like a pig on Christmas or whatever you like.
What
to do on
goes
Christmas.
on in your house on Christmas?
Don't worry about my Christmas.
Whoa! How'd you get in?
I just mined a hole in the wall.
Resin is so.
It has intestines, of course. It has to. It's very important.
Yo, that's a good
That's a
sword.
nice sword.
Sharpness 5, looting 3, unbreaking 3.
Whoa! I think you did a very great job on the dragon.
Thank you. And now we can go to the next thing, which actually ties into what Rail has designed for this place. We're leaving him behind. Oh, goodness, Rail. You got to survive this. All right, very important. You're very important for the next part. We can't have you dying again. All right, so coming through here, we can find our way into the Pale Village, which you'll notice in each of these houses, there's a special guest, a pale villager, if you will.
Balin.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
How
gosh.
sick would it be
What?
if they added villages like this to the garden?
This
This
would
would be very cool.
That'd be so cool. They all have special names and things as well. I just had to make sure that it's all on brand.
Billy.
Billy.
Oh, these are the dwarf
wow.
names from Lord of the Rings.
Hey, you got it. Great job. Wow. I was so looking forward to someone figuring that out. I wasn't the only person that was like nerding about that.
How quickly can you name all of the dwarves?
Ori Nori Dara Biffa Buffer Bomber Balan Dwalin Philly Killy Thor. Oin Gloin.
What are these things? Like cranes?
Yeah.
It's like an
Really
oil
cool.
refinery thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like there's like they're mining the resin as their resource.
Oh, that's sick. That's so sick.
That's so cool.
And then if we come up the hill, we get to what is probably my favorite build of the whole thing.
Yes.
Designed by
this thing's
Rail
awesome.
Whoa.
Here it is the Creaking Manor, or the Pale Manor,
Yeah.
which is,
This
like
is
I said,
sick.
Rail designed this whole thing. And
God.
Good
it helped
job,
me build
Rail.
it.
This is
It's
so good.
insane.
Wow.
Details throughout it. The inside is completely done. Like
Dude,
Rail
the interior.
does
Oh my
interiors better
gosh,
than
this is awesome.
anybody.
This is cool.
Oh, I love this.
Dude, crazy
Dude.
cool how the new moss carpet like makes these vines crawling up the
Yes.
wall.
Uh-huh.
Like that adds so much.
Whoa.
Oh, there's so
Oh my
much
gosh,
detail.
the flower pot like tree combo?
Yep.
That is so cool. Mojang needs to add this structure. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, seriously.
There's
Like 20
multiple floors. There's a meeting room. We can have a nice little
Oh,
meeting.
wow.
Whoa.
And just like discuss our evil plans, you know. Tigers found our dearest Johnny. Where's now
Oh, Lord.
loose and about. I don't know
Where is he
where.
at?
He's supposed to be contained in this
Oh,
room.
I see
There
him.
he is.
I see
There
him.
he
I
is.
see him.
There
I
he
see
is.
him.
There he is. There he is. Why is he after me? No. Oh,
I don't know.
Yes, yes.
Get him off me. Get him off me.
Do you want me to kill him?
Why? Go after somebody else. Anyone else. Not me.
Get
Anybody
him.
else.
Oh no. Oh my god.
He's very strong.
Killing spree.
He's
There's an
very,
X-Winger.
very strong.
He's just
Oh, no.
okay.
Good work.
Okay. We can kill
I got
him.
him.
We can kill him
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Nice.
good job. Good job.
Good job. He just killed like everybody.
Yeah, you killed everyone in front of me. That was scary.
So much stuff from people. Look at how cool the chandeliers are.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
You can
That's,
actually, he
like-
made it so you can climb all the way to the top of this place too. Like,
Oh, really?
Wait, really?
On the
Yeah.
sides.
Oh.
Yep, and there's I
wait,
put a
what?
bunch of loot and stuff
Whoa.
throughout this whole place too, so that you can actually get
The
all
bo-
sorts of goodies. There's also these
Wow.
gargoyles that he
Like a
put
spider
on here.
farm.
You
Dude,
see
the
those?
gargoyles!
That's not sick.
That's sick.
Where?
Oh my god.
On the
those
corners,
are the best
on the
Minecraft
top.
gargoyles ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
You made the like inside roof of the building look good. Like they never look good.
You gotta do that, man.
Oh, and I also like there's like various things I hid. Like you can get like enchanted books and stuff from some of these. Like some of them are just like sharpness 5 books, things like that. Just
wow.
Things I'd like to see Mojang add. You know, like some
Dude,
maybe
this
some
lore is
purpose.
so good.
Yeah, right.
It is
Thank
really
you.
cool.
I like the lore. Dude, it's all
Sick
about
lore.
lore. This next thing was actually another suggestion by Mid Mystic.
Ooh.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
Mid said she wanted a creaking statue. And
Oh,
as soon as
yeah, I
I thought
remember
about
that.
that, I was like, oh, well, it's got to have a cult. And what kind of a cult is
Yeah.
complete without some kind of
Oh.
shrine?
Oh, this is awesome.
Oh, cool.
Dude, that is really
This-
cool.
I want to read
Oh,
this.
that's
Yeah, that's
sick.
awesome.
Hellwood weeps. A vicious tear, a gift of their essence, and a prize will appear. Oh, that's so cool.
It's tier.
Oh.
Wait,
It's
oh,
tier,
wait.
Tier, not tier.
Oh,
It's
sorry,
tier.
sorry,
It's
tier,
tier.
sorry. I'm
so-
sorry. I'm
no,
so
I
sorry. I'm
just-
sorry. I'm sorry.
This is another little mini game, right? So,
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
a pale wood weeps a vicious tear. A gift of their essence and a prize will appear. So,
I think we have to sacrifice Mog Swamp. That's what it's asking for.
Well, I
we
don't
can
know.
try.
I don't know.
Come on, get over here.
Get over there. Resin clumps? I think we
Sounds
should
like
throw
a
resin
heart.
clumps in
Oh,
there.
that's a
We need
good
the
one.
heart.
That's a good idea.
Oh, here they are.
Let's
Oh,
see.
we can. How do we
Throw
get
right on there. Throw it right on top.
Oh.
There it is. And you get a
Whoa.
prize.
Whoa.
Actual
Whoa.
prizes, huh?
Banner batter.
Music disc. Creator.
And you were to do something dastardly, like throw anything else in here that's not,
Uh-oh.
then you get hit with slowness
Oh,
and
Lord.
creakings appear.
Oh, that's so sick.
That is pretty cool.
Nice.
But now we can make our way to the tree, because I figured what Minecraft really needs is another boss. And
Oh,
so
no.
I figured a creaking boss would be the absolute
gosh.
epitome. Huh? Unfortunately, there's not a creaking
Oh.
boss, so I just had to use a
Oh,
monster
wow.
as a snowman, as a big scary monster.
Big scary monster.
Dude, look at the heart of the
Yeah.
tree, though. Like the.
Yeah,
Dude,
right?
we
Oh,
definitely-
yeah. That looks
So-
nice.
So cool.
Thank you. That's pretty much the tour. That's pretty much it. That's
Dude.
the whole thing. That's the island.
Sick, dude.
This
You
is
can-
Very
amazing.
inspiring.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
good.
Definitely like makes me want to build
Oh.
something very similar.
The puzzles are
They-
so
they are.
cool.
Yeah, I
Thank
really like the
you,
puzzles.
yeah. Well, as I tasked you all when we started this, let me just stand right here above everyone. It's very
Stand there.
important.
Okay.
Oh.
This is your chance now to either bow down to me as the greatest builder in Minecraft, or
Oh.
to force me into retirement forever. Go ahead, one at a time.
I will bow to you, sir.
That's
I'm
right. The
bowing. I'm
bowing.
bowing.
Great.
Yeah.
Come on, you just go
What are we
ahead.
gonna
Just
do,
go ahead,
Mog?
bow. Give it a nice bow. Put the knee
Mog,
down.
what do we do?
Kneel
what do we
down.
do, Mog?
You
No, you
force
just-
him into retirement.
You just kneel. That's all you do.
I
My family depends on
I
this.
don't know
All
if
right,
he
I
has a
can't.
401k.
Remember, I have a family. You can't.
How's your
make-
401k?
Not great.
Okay, we'll bow. We'll bow.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
There it
bowing.
is. All right, thank you. My family thanks you, and Creakings thank you. Pale Garden thanks you,
Yeah.
and I thank you as well.